I am going to be presenting the forensic science because Annie Trehorn, that was the teacher that is proposing that, had a baby last week, so she's not able to be here.
What?
So I know. Dedication, right? So if I could, Sean McCarroll is in the audience, and he is the Innovative Studies proposal. Can we just flip-flop those, and then since I'm going to be here all night?
I'd be happy to.
Perfect.
Mr. McCarroll, would you like to come up and do the high school Innovative Studies pilot?
So like the Global Issues course, this is another exciting program that Sean has been working on, and it is a package of 3 different courses at this point that is looking to increase our innovative studies and giving experiences to our kids. One of the things that you will hear about is the very first level is going to replace our digital seminar, and Sean is going to speak much more eloquently about this program that he's been working on. So I would like to turn it over to Sean.
All right, well, good evening. I'm Sean McCarroll. I'm one of the teachers at North, and here tonight to propose a pilot program that would launch at both North and South High Schools in the upcoming academic year, 2016-2017, that consists of 3 courses and a follow-up course that are designed to teach students how to think critically and problem solve in our technology and information-rich world, identify opportunities for improving local, regional, and global processes, and translate their knowledge of the core academic content areas into practical solutions for the 21st century challenges. There's 3 courses that we're proposing as part of this program, the first being Innovative Technology, followed by Innovative Design, and then Innovative Creation, or otherwise iTech, iDesign, iCreate, structured as a gradual release for students to move from a teacher-guided to a more independent, inquiry-based learning method. The goal is essentially to provide students with the opportunity to acquire and refine 21st century skills while applying their cross-curricular knowledge to real-world problems. So the first course is iTech, or Innovative Technology. It's essentially a rebranding of what currently exists at both North and South High Schools as Digital Seminar. It is a survey course whose focus is prototyping solutions to real-world problems using modern technologies. Right now we use things like social media, we have 3D printing, we're doing app coding and mild programming. It's also where students will be introduced to 21st century skills, such as collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, initiative, self-direction, and all of this acts as a base for a spiraling curriculum because the later courses will build on those skills and enhance those skills as they progress. Overall, this course is designed to provide students with an overview of the technologies and skills that they'll use throughout both the program and in their experiences beyond high school. The second level is Innovative Design, or iDesign, and the goal of this course is to find and act on opportunities for innovation using the principles of design thinking, which would allow them to study, brainstorm, create, and refine solutions to daily challenges. The goal is to teach the different stages of design thinking, which is a corporate-level model for developing product and process-based innovations. It's utilized by a lot of consulting firms that work with companies like Google and Apple. And it also would incorporate the next generation science standards for engineering, as well as those 21st century skills. It would take a lot of the technologies that they learned in the first level, iTech, and use those as a support for the innovating process for prototyping. So they would be prototyping product-based items, system-based reforms, and social-based innovations as well. Because it teaches the framework for innovation and draws on their school content and requires them to apply the collective years of cross-disciplinary skills and content, we think that this course would be a good candidate for the applied arts credit as well. The third course is iCreate, Innovative Creation. This is an independent study focused on implementing the design thinking principles, 21st century skills, and technologies on a self-selected real-world problem, modeled after a lot of college programs in innovation and design management, a lot of engineering capstone courses, as well as a lot of innovative high school programs across the country we're trying to integrate into the Grosse Pointe Public School system. The idea is that students would work with a faculty mentor to go through the design process on their own. This emphasizes the higher level NGSS engineering standards. And the idea is by the end of this course, students will have taken everything they've learned in the first 2 levels, everything that they've learned so far in their content areas throughout their schooling career, and then use that to design and create a refined prototype solution to a problem that they can choose. They would identify it, whether it's in the community, at a large level, a local level, and then by the end of the course would develop a plan for implementing that idea, whether that be pushing it out to market, structuring a business model around it, becoming civically engaged and trying to push it through local legislation. Those types of courses, though, would be extensions. Those would be the follow-up level course, which we're not ready for next year. We would come back to the EPLC and the school board for that, whatever that fourth level looks like. We're not sure as of yet. So currently, we're proposing the 3 levels, but they'd be part of this larger program, Innovative Studies, and the idea for completion was that students would complete all 3 of these courses, that they would complete an elective follow-up course, which we will present to the board next year, assuming this gets approved for the upcoming school year. And they would have to also complete a digital portfolio to reflect on that entire process. Ultimately, we'd like to provide students with some sort of endorsement from the Grosse Pointe Public School System in innovative design and practice. That was a lot. So are there any questions?
Any questions? I'm sure there are. Mr. Ruski.
Okay, first of all, it says 13, that's I3, right?
I3, yeah,
Okay.
I3, just I3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, everything you've captured here, I had a chance to read over this through the weekend. It's exactly what's happening in business today. So I was really excited to see these things. These are skills that our students can translate either to higher education, if they go on to engineering or design,
Sure.
or right into the work world. So I think that's really great. Can you talk a little bit more about the second one, the iDesign?
Absolutely.
You put a visual up there that looks very much like what's being taught out at Stanford right now. So talk a little bit about how that would, you said that qualifies for an art credit as well?
For the applied art, and Maureen can probably address that better than I can, the idea being that they take content and skills that they've learned and then apply it in some form of creative
Application,
capacity.
okay.
Right, so the breakdown of this course, they're all semester electives, so they'd be half credits. This course would focus on the first quarter. It would be teaching all of these various stages of the design thinking process. We currently do small versions of this as project-based units in digital seminar, or what would hopefully be innovative technology. But it would be drawing more on those ideas, going through the process and practice in groups. And then the second quarter would be a series of challenges that would be 3 weeks each, and that would be your product design challenge. So they'd be taking those ideas, very similar to, I know, the IDEO in California does a lot of consulting work that actually stemmed from
And
Stanford.
then the iTech is a prereq for this?
And iTech would be a prereq for
And if they
this.
took the other tech course before you change the names, that would count?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep,
Great, thank you very much.
absolutely.
And these are semester courses?
All semester courses, yes.
So you could fit that in within 2 years?
Absolutely. Theoretically, so when we get the fourth level figured out and come back, you would be able to do them all in 2 years, correct?
Okay. Mr. Smith?
Question for you. If I'm following the alignment of where these are ending up, where do you anticipate the level 1 being taken, at what grade level?
They could take it at any level. We would recommend by the first semester of their junior year, so they would have time to complete the entire program. Right now, the course serves students in 9th through 12th grade. Students would be able to take it at 9th grade if they so desired, and that would give them the flexibility in their scheduling to fit all of those levels in throughout the course of their 4 years in high school.
Okay. And what is the enrollment now as far as the digital seminar?
Currently, this year, we have about 150 students registered at North, about approximately 50 at South for digital seminar. Last year, North ran digital seminar, and we had about 50 students as well.
And where do you feel the failing is on that you feel we should replace it?
For digital seminar?
Are we replacing digital seminar with this? Is that the goal?
This is currently the way that digital seminar is taught. So
Okay.
if we have this, it would be a redundant course. So we would remove digital seminar and then have this be part of the structured series. It's rebadging, right? Rebranding, relabeling, whatever you want to call
We're
it.
repackaging digital seminar
Yes.
into
And it's also
iTech and
updated
iDesign?
into iTech would be the first level.
Okay.
Right, and then iDesign draws on those ideas. Digital seminar was created in 2008 and ran at North for a couple of years, but the problem is since 2008, that's when I graduated from the district, and I didn't have,
You're a youngster.
it's an outdated curriculum.
And I think the other piece is that what we've seen over the last 2 years at North is that students now don't have anything to go into after digital seminars. So
Okay.
this proposal now gives kids a pathway into that. South is running digital seminar for the first time this year, thus why they only have 50 students. So they'll be ready to have students go into these next levels as well.
So digital seminar will feed this? Is that what you're saying?
Digi-
This is replacing
Right,
it.
iTech is, digital seminar will now become iTech.
Got it.
And then they can go into iDesign, iCreate.
Got it. Thank you. I'll ask while Ms. Burr is up there, since what are we talking dollars and cents on this one?
This,
Address this one?
jump into that. Yep.
So we're looking at, for a collective cost for the program, would be approximately $2,000 a year. The reason being that the materials that we use in our 3D printer, we tend to go through them pretty quickly. Those rolls of filament cost between $40 and $70. We have a lot of other the dry erase markers we use for brainstorming, but we also want to create a makerspace that would allow students to use any kinds of materials in their prototyping phase in iDesign or in iCreate. And we'd have to replenish that on a regular basis.
Okay, and the Makerspace, is that the same thing that South's been talking about doing?
My understanding is yes, and I know that they're working on developing another space as well. At North, we run it out of the Innovation Lab, which
Okay.
has the space and the opportunity for them to do that. They would have something similar at South.
Got it. Thank you.
This is a question for Dr. Niehaus, I think, or Mr. Fenn. I may be wrong, but aren't they starting to do the pre-work for the technology lab at South as well? They're starting to look for space and do some work?
Well, it's really, it's twofold. First, they do have all that you're asking about in the library at South currently. So they have a 3D printer, they have a makerspace, they have the whiteboards, they have a lot of the things you're talking about. We have a group of students that would like to take the area that they've talked to us about and develop it into a different type of makerspace, which would more include the solar car, maybe some other areas.
I think that's what I'm
So-
thinking out, and you know, I have my channel there,
Right.
so.
And so I
for the
think
kids.
that they're at the process where we went out this summer and got bids on that project, and we know that we have requirements through the architect and through the state board that we have to complete before we can make that space available. But we're still open to the process, and we're open to the concept. But I think for what Sean's bringing up this evening, we can do all that through the library at South and be comparable to what we have at North.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any further questions for Mr. Mercuro? I think it sounds like a great course.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, Mrs. Burr, it's
All
on
right.
you.
So